From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Saturday, February 28th, 2015. Silver is trading at $16.60 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,213 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $253. Antiwar.com reports, as he does every 90 days, President Barack Obama has once again obtained a renewal for the NSA's bulk surveillance of Americans' phone records from the FISA court. While renewals last year gained a lot more publicity in anticipation of reforms being debated in Congress, ultimately no reforms were ever passed, and the NSA program continues to operate as is, collecting metadata without serious limits. This may be the last time, however, as the USA Patriot Act clauses underpinning the administration's claims that this invasion of Americans' privacy is legal are scheduled to expire on June 1st. While Congress doesn't seem interested in tackling reforms to the program, extending the USA Patriot Act clauses, having seen how they've been abused, will be something else entirely, an extremely controversial question which is sure to be hotly debated. For over 35 years, Roberts & Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and permanently removed the minimum purchase order for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 850-478-5270 or online at rrbi.co. UPI reports the U.S. Congress passed legislation late Friday to fund the Department of Homeland Security for an additional week, a move to give lawmakers more time to find a long-term solution and avoid a partial shutdown of what is called one of the nation's most vital national security agencies. The Senate earlier on Friday approved $40 billion to fund the Department of Homeland Security through September, but the House of Representatives ignored that bill because it did nothing to nullify President Obama's immigration directives. The House then attempted to pass its own bill, which leaders considered preferable to the Senate version, and fund the department through March 19th. However, Republicans suffered a humiliating defeat when that attempt was shut down by a vote of 203 to 224. When that failed, House Republicans unexpectedly found themselves facing a fast-approaching shutdown and no solution in sight. Hoping to secure a last-minute deal, the Senate then held a voice vote to approve a week-long funding bill. The House then quickly adopted that measure by a vote of 357 to 60.
You can support FPP Radio by joining the Fans program. Fans help FPP afford to produce more original content. To learn more or to join the Fans program, visit fans.fppradio.com. That's fans.fppradio.com.
Reuters reports consumers in Colorado bought more than 17 tons of recreational cannabis during the first year of the state's new retail market, but sales of medicinal cannabis still outstripped that at almost 50 tons. In a national first, voters in Colorado and Washington state opted to legalize recreational cannabis used by adults in landmark twin ballots in 2012. The first retail stores opened in Colorado on January 1st, 2014. States such as Oregon and Alaska that have now also voted to legalize recreational cannabis, and others where lawmakers face proposals to do so, are watching the Colorado's results closely. State tax officials say sales hit nearly $700 million last year, with medical cannabis accounting for $386 million and recreational cannabis bringing in $313 million. In its first annual report, the Colorado Department of Revenue's Cannabis Enforcement Division said 49.7 tons of medical cannabis were sold in 2014, while 17.5 tons were sold in the recreational market. It said 322 retail stores were licensed at the end of last year, up from about 200 6 months earlier, while 833 licenses were issued to retail businesses in general, and 1,416 medical cannabis businesses were approved by the state. Supporters say voters have chosen to take the trade out of the hands of criminals, and a Quinnipiac University poll this week showed that 58% of Colorado residents support marijuana legalization, while only 38% are opposed. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.